good basketball.
Well, as fans, as teammates, there are a lot of people that I'm sure are sad to see him go, given all he brings to the table. But I like what the trade does for him, and I bet it helps them right off the bat. I mean, it also is going to help him long term.
Well, you know, we'll see, because you don't make a change this drastic without having a period of adjustment. So you may be right. We'll see how long it takes and whether this new look roster can gel.
Here's the starting group for Houston. Harden and Ariza filling out the perimeter. Beasley out there with Whiteside, and it's Moore in at the point. Now, here is Lawson, coming off a solid outing against the Lakers. There's a screen by Modi Yunus. Lawson sets a screen for Aminu. Back to Lawson. And yes, sir, that one drops. Lawson's got the first points up on the board for the Trailblazers.
And he came off that screen, and the D just didn't get over the top of it.
Yep, weren't there in time enough to challenge Greg, and when that's the case, you can mark those up for him.
Now here's Beasley. 11 points for him in that last game against the Lakers in Los Angeles.
I mean, if the defender is going to play off like that, then you know what's going to happen. There are going to be points put on the board.
On the wing, DeRozan, guarded by Harden. Fade away, and off the left side of the rim, and it swirls in for him. DeRozan's got his first points of the night. Beasley with a screen on Lawson. Here's Harden. Loses the defender with the screen and drills the jumper.
Great job of utilizing that screen and finding space to knock down the jumper. Good basketball.
Really left alone that time. DeRozan's got 5 points so far.
And a really good way to start the game. He's a guy who, if he gets it going early, he's going to give you problems.
And Moore kicks to Harden. Back to Moore. Plumlee with the rebound. For Portland, they won their last contest, that game against the Lakers in Los Angeles.
And the deciding factor in that one was their success from the floor. I mean, they just hit big shots time and time again.
Yeah, just the way you want it when you're the road team. Don't even give the fans a chance to get into it.
Now, here is Harden. He had a 24-point outing in their last game against the Lakers.
Yeah, but I also thought the rebounding was impressive. He got some huge boards in that game.
Doris Burke has some information for us. Doris?
Yes, I had the chance to talk with the head coach for Houston. He knows they've got to really dig in defensively, facing a very talented offense. He said if you let them get going, they can run off a big lead and really put you behind the 8 ball. We've got to be disciplined, work together, and be prepared to make second, third, and fourth efforts. Whatever it takes to get a stop, that's what we'll have to do. Kevin, we'll see if they can get a win in this, their first matchup of the season.
And Doris, thank you as always. And of course, facing an offense like this, you really have to be aware at all times of the weapons they throw at you.
Yeah, and they can light it up when they get it going. It's going to take a top-notch effort defensively to keep them in check.
And you know what? I think they're up for it. I like to hear Coach acknowledging the challenge they're facing. They know what they're in for.
Here's Moore, following the score by DeMar DeRozan. Moore dishes to Beasley. Score the basket, his second of 2 attempts.
Well, Merry Christmas. I mean, that was a freebie.
Lawson the pass to Modi Yunus, and it goes out of bounds. Last touch by Lawson.
And while we have a moment, let's check the stats for DeRozan. He's been dominant over the last month. He's averaging about 19 points per, 3 assists, and 3 rebounds. And the numbers, while pretty outstanding, I mean, we've now come to expect that from this guy.
Completely in harmony with what his coach is trying to do there. Just a marvelous all-around talent.
Here's what Portland's going with right now. Davis comes in for Mason Plumlee. And it's C.J. McCollum in for Al-Farouq Aminu. Moore with the bucket. The Trailblazers have gotten all 5 of their shots to go down in the first quarter. Terrific start. McCollum off a pick from Lawson. Lawson sets a screen for McCollum. Back to Lawson. And again, it's Portland converted.
Well, check out that assist. That's a pair of teammates that are clearly on the same page.
Lawson's against Moore. Passes to Capella. And Moore kicks to Booker. Wide open. And it's Houston with another.
Assist goes to
The Trailblazers have gone a perfect 6 for 6 in the game up to this point. Lawson dishes to McCollum. Davis setting the pick for McCollum. Pass to Davis. Good ball movement here by the Trailblazers. Moniunas passes to Lawson. 6 to shoot. Out to the right wing. Beyond the arc. And Moniunas the basket on the assist by Lawson.
A good open look, and he splashes home the three.
Moore against Lawson. Kept alive by Houston. And Moore kicks to Johnson. Bank shot, no good.
He's got to be disappointed with himself on that one. He has got to knock those down.
And the basket by McCollum.
This is as good as it gets for a first quarter in terms of shooting the basketball.
Greg, you're exactly right. I mean, everything seems to be dropping. Impressive scoring here.
We've got a 9-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Johnson right side. Kicks to Booker. Lets it go from 14. Portland grabs the miss. This, of course, their first opportunity to play Houston this season.
And they usually came out on top when these two teams faced off last year. No surprise, they're the better team.
Yeah, and very tough to beat when they're playing up to their capabilities. That's why they're one of the top teams in the league.
And that does it for the first quarter. Trailblazers lead by 6. And the second quarter will be on the way when we come back. And the first quarter is in the books. Second about ready to get underway. And guys, what do you think about the offensive approach we've seen so far for the Trailblazers?
A lot of success from mid-range.
DeRozan comes in for Ed Davis. And Freak subbed in for C.J. McCollum. And then for Houston, Capella's checked in. And it's Beasley in for Booker. So on the floor for Houston, they've got Beasley, Harden out there with Etuan Moore. Then it's Decker, and it's Capella.
That is up-tempo basketball at its best. So much easier to operate in the open court when a steal triggers the break.
And really, basketball is about rhythm, and that allows your offense to flow better. Now let's see if they can build on it and keep this lead.
Here's Moore. And the officials call over the back. A little too aggressive there.
Boy, did he go hard to the boards, but clearly went over the back in doing it.
Yeah, kudos for the effort. I always love that kind of effort, but he was just a little overzealous.
Portland leading. And a chance here to catch up with the fourth member of our crew, Doris Burke. Hi, Doris.
Well, Kev, Freak in the last matchup against the Lakers put on a show. He finished with 19 points and was just efficient on the offensive end, picking his spots on when to keep the ball moving or try his own luck. Performances like this have been the norm this season, it seems, as he is enjoying a breakout year. The franchise feels pretty smart now, guys.
And thank you, Doris. It was a performance that has to have their upcoming opponents terrified.
Yeah, I think they'll be a little afraid. I mean, anybody who saw that game has to still be in awe of what he was able to do. Just absolutely dominant.
Boy, I tell you, he was in such a rhythm and on a roll. He could have won that game all by himself.
Moore against Lawson. And Moore kicks to Capella. 4 on the clock. The shot from 20 feet away. That one's in there. The Trailblazer lead is cut down to just 2 points on the bucket from Moore. For the Houston Rockets, they won their last contest in that game against the Lakers in Los Angeles. Johnson against DeRozan. There's the dish to Moniunas. Lillard attacking. Goes up high for the two-handed dunk.
And really, he epitomizes what a point guard should be. I mean, his skill as a passer might actually be matched by that creativity he shows around the rim.
Well, judging by that jam, Greg, I'd say you're absolutely right.
Boy, that's a nice surge for them just when they needed it in a game that was so tight.
Pass to Moniunas. Lawson kicks to Lillard. To the paint, and it's slammed in by Plumlee.
Well, I'd have to say Lillard is one of the game's best passers right now.
Harden against Lillard. Harden kicks to Capella, and a foul on the shot. He'll go to the stripe for 2. It's on Monteunitas. Let's take a brief moment to look at the 2K leaderboard with the list of the league's feistiest defensive teams. In second, the Rockets.
One of the things that's made this team so effective is their ability to get takeaways. I mean, they do an excellent job defending the ball and also jumping into the passing lanes, and they're all together defensively. That's one of the reasons they're amongst the league leaders in steals.
The Rockets making a switch here. Ariza's checked in. Harden dishes to Johnson. The putback. Rebound by the Trailblazers.
I like the move to go 2 for 1 here.
So do I, Greg. I mean, I agree with you. They need to get a quick look and then try to get another possession after that.
Nice fadeaway to get over the top. Now it's a 5-point Trailblazer lead.
They're on fire from mid-range, guys. They found a weakness in the defense, and they're exploiting it to a T.
And it's not often you see a team as efficient from that short 17, as I like to call it, but it's really worked well for them today.
Watson the pass to Lillard. And DeRozan at the basket on the assist by Lillard. And that's 11 points for DeMar DeRozan.
And if they're smart, they can hold it for the last shot.
To me, that's got to be the target. Make sure you manage the clock effectively so you do get the last shot.
Left side, Ariza takes the 3. Offensive rebound, Moore. The stupendous finish in traffic. Moore's got 7 points for the quarter.
Where's the box out? Some easy second chance opportunities there.
Those kinds of mistakes drive me crazy and will absolutely